Hey yo guys, welcome to another One Up podcast. I'm Corey, TheSkullKid.
I'm Rob, also PrimeHylian.
I'm Pat, also SnoopingTurtle, and we're back.
We're back, baby. How's it going,
back, baby?
Yo.
It's been time.
Yeah.
Thanks to
Since
all
the
of
last
you who tuned
podcast.
into the pre-show as well. We had a great time playing Mario Kart, and we played Baby Park maybe 6 or 7 times. I'm not even joking.
Not enough times.
Yeah, it was
not
Fuck
enough.
you.
kind of a nightmare, but yeah, thanks for being here, guys.
Here we are.
We have noticed like Discord's been a little oofy today, so if there is any cutouts or anything, we do apologize. Shouldn't happen too frequently though. We should be good.
We should
But
be
if it
good.
does happen, not our fault.
It's completely
all-
Jace's fault in chat.
Yeah, Jace.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thanks.
He's our fall guy. And our winter guy. See what I did there, guys?
Ooh,
little bit of a season's joke for you there.
Yeah, I like it.
Start off
You're
the stream.
quick. I will say,
So-
Snoop's really quick with his jokes. He's on point with his jokes.
Nah.
Sorry, you're gonna say something,
He's
Rob?
so funny. I can't believe it.
Uh,
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I
you
wasn't
know
finished.
what? Right, I gotta say something. Okay.
But yeah.
Well, tell me about how are you two?
how are
doing
you?
today?
I'll flip it on you. How are
Yeah,
you?
how are you? You start.
Yeah.
You start.
How about
Fuck
you start, Rob? How are you?
Trying to throw it on us.
Yeah.
Okay. How dare you and how are you?
I'm pretty swell, you know. I've been fucking busy as hell, cause, well, first off, I should start off. So the start of this month, I went and saw Arctic Monkeys live in Auckland. That was a great time.
Ooh, yeah. You deserve that, because to those who don't know, like Arctic Monkeys is one of Rob's one of his favorite bands. That's fair to say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely fair to say, yeah.
Mhm.
And it was fantastic. It was
Ooh.
bloody okay. I do have a story to tell with this. So I get to the venue. I had to drive up from my home city, which was like a 2-hour drive because of Auckland traffic and shit like that. I find parking and all that, and basically lots and lots of people and stuff. I have food. I get like Subway beforehand because I know it's gonna be like a long concert. I don't want to eat like the venue food. 'Cause
What
it'll
kind of
be, like,
sub did you
1,000.
get? I'm sorry to interrupt, but what kind of sub did you get? It's kind of important.
Very important.
Very important. I got a pork riblet, I think.
Ooh.
Can't remember.
Nice. Good choice.
Any
So
extra toppings?
Yeah. What kind of
I
sauces?
got my usual, right? Which is
Okay.
this is such a fuck you first.
What do you mean?
That's
What do you mean? This is important. It's setting the
very
scene.
important. Dude, I'm so sick of Subway, man. There's one across the road from me, and I was just like, I'm so sick of stupid. fast
Stop
food
getting
sandwich.
Subway then.
Yeah.
I
No one's
don't get
forcing you
Subway
to get
anymore.
it.
Fuck you. It's I don't know. Just got that with my usual whatever. So that was like, yeah. And so wait in line. Finally get into the venue, and it's like the thing with Arctic Monkeys is basically there's all the classic fans where it's like all the people in their 30s with tattoos and smoking cigarettes and shit, and there's all like a bunch of teenagers with their parents or whatever as well. And it was like this is an interesting and there was a massive line for all the merch and shit, so I'm like, nah. And then once I got inside, and then there was another merch stand inside, but since I was at the front of the line, I'm like, oh, might as well get a hoodie. So I've got a $90 hoodie.
Holy shit.
No, it wasn't a hoodie, it was just a jumper, but it's a really nice one.
Okay,
So,
I'm sorry,
anyway.
but what is a jumper? I'm sorry to keep on interrupting, but is a
Like a
jumper
sweatshirt?
You know what?
like just a
It's
pullover
like,
one?
Yeah, sweatshirt. Yeah,
Does-
basically.
Yeah.
Does it have a hood on it though?
Is this the smart? It's the way that smart people call them.
Okay,
it's not,
but
it's not
do
the first time I've been asked that actually. It's
they,
surprising.
they don't have hoods on them though, like an actual hood on them. So it's just like a
Oh,
pullover
I think
sweater.
jumper is a general term. Though, for, like,
Just for a
sweaters and
sweater,
such,
okay.
too.
I'll
Like, if
shut
I have
up
a
now.
jumper, it could be either. It's just like a warm thing I have over top.
Okay,
Like,
cool,
it's
cool,
just-
cool.
Exactly.
Okay,
Any
I
kind
get
of
it.
warm pullover thing, I call a jumper.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes
precisely.
sense. Makes sense. Okay.
I have been asked that before by another Canadian, so you're not
Yeah.
the only one. Just a heads up. And so I get in there and I see my sister-in-law's brother who works in like ticketing and such like that. Well, he also works in IT and shit. I see him there and he's like, "Oh, hey Rob, how's it going?" Blah blah blah. And I can catch up with him, and then later on, like I go off to. I don't know. I went off after talking to him. He messages me on Facebook and he's like, "Yo, give me your number and I'll give you a VIP pass." And I'm like, "Holy shit! Wait, what?
Score.
Excuse me?" And so because it was a Spark event. Spark is a network provider and all that stuff, and they were putting it on. Basically, they do it all through your number and shit. And so he added my number, and I got free access to this super deluxe VIP area with free food and drink. Like they bring up the pass on your phone and shit, where it's like a free, free drink and this free rice and this is basically free food and drink, basically.
Did they have Subway?
No. If they did, I would be very offended.
Dude, why not
Every
Subway
name.
2 days in a row? Let's go.
That would be like 30 minutes in a row, 2 times in 30 minutes. But everyone there looked like they earned over 120,000 a year, and I was like, oh, I'm so out of my depth here, just here with my merch and shit. So I found there was a band playing, not the band, but a band. And like, there was no meet and greet. It was just like this fancy place to hang out. I was just taking some photos and just chilling there with like my drink and shit. I was like, this is a great time. It's fucking super private. And I'm like, and then I got bored because there was just all these people chatting and shit. And I finished my food. So I just went back out into the venue because it was just a waiting area, I guess, and to eat food and super deluxely and shit like that. And then there was Mini Mansions opening, which are a fantastic indie band. It's fucking phenomenal. Go listen to them. And Arctic Monkeys were fantastic. Yeah.
Good
yes.
stuff.
It was a great night. And I got home at like 2 in the morning. So.
When you got home at 2, did you get Subway when you got home at 2 a.m.?
I hate both of you. Just a heads up. Just fucking.
No, but in all seriousness, that is like really dope because I know you do live in New Zealand, right? And New Zealand is a beautiful, awesome place. But for some reason, these bands are so dumb and they don't want to go over there. But Arctic Monkeys.
Well, it's because it's on the other side of the. Well, yes, Arctic Monkeys. The first time they've been here in 5 or 6 years.
And you got to see them, and I'm happy for you.
It was a great night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Lots of drunk people as well. Ooh. Shit.
Oh, it's an Arctic Monkeys concert there. That's like,
come on.
Oh, absolutely going to be lots of drunk people. Yeah.
Getting lit.
It was, it was a great night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Took lots of pics, but I was on a loan phone at the time because my phone was getting repaired, so they're all really shitty quality. But it's like whatever. And like actually during the opening act, which is Mini mentioned, Matt, the drummer of Arctic Monkeys, came out during one of the songs and jumped on his kit, which was behind, and slightly above the drummer of Mini Mansion's kit, and he started playing along to their song too because he knew it. And so there's these 2 drummers playing perfectly in sync together during the song. And it was fucking incredible. Everyone was like, "Shit, that's Matt! What the fuck?" We expected Alex to come out as well, but nah. So it was a great time.
I actually never knew that they had their own drum kits. I always assumed that like they'll kind of use the same kit that was on the stage.
Nah, it depends. But like usually, nah, no way, no way. Yeah, it was a great night. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, glad you had a good time, man.
Yeah.
Apart from
I was
that,
gonna say I wish I could have been there, but then I was like, wait, no, I don't. You hate Subway, so I hate
exactly.
I don't hate Subway. I'm just sick of it.
Oh no, that's what a Subway hater would say.
Yeah. We should stop writing his butt about Subway.
I hate that this is you talk.
We love you.
Anyway,
Rob.
guys, don't forget to use coupon code.
Yes.
1UP.
By the way, 1UP Entertainment is sponsored by Subway.
Yeah, we didn't tell Rob, but sponsored by Subway. So
when
go
you
get yourself a
Subway, say to the cashier /1UP Entertainment.
Yeah.
I will give you a free sub.
If you subscribe
they'll
and like the
sub.
video, then you'll get like emailed a free like $5 off coupon. So we did it for the fans, you know.
And that is not confirmed.
Not confirmed.
We gotta do
maybe.
actually cover our butts.
Yeah. So Rob, anything else you've been up to, my boy?
I resigned from one of my jobs.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why I found that funny.
That sounds bad, but I'm sure it's for a
It's
good
like,
reason.
there was this really cool concert, and then, oh yeah, also I resigned.
Nah, it was like I'm working 2 jobs and I was studying double 3rd year. I was like, I'm too fucking busy. I have no time. So I'm like, working 15 hours a week. I'm like, nah, I can't handle this. So I resigned because it's just like too much. So now I have free time to actually, play video games and games that aren't Overwatch as well, and shit like that. So, and I had a Smash local that I technically won, but I had to leave before grand finals was played, but I beat both people in losers finals, so yeah. That was
That's
that
just how it
kinda-
goes.
that's how it goes. I don't really care. I'm like,
It
yeah, I beat.
happens.
I basically, whatever. It's not like there was a cash prize either, so it's whatever. But yeah, I've had
just a
a-
good old time.
Just a good old
basically.
time.
So I've had a interesting, very busy past month or so, and none of it's had to do with games, basically, because, well, we're gonna talk a lot about games, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right. So yeah, Pat,
Yeah.
putting you on the spot here. What's your favorite Subway? Go.
Yeah, Pat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on,
okay. You guys caught me. I don't like Subway.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
buddy. I don't blame you.
I don't know.
I find their bread stale. I
Didn't
said
it-
it.
But
Didn't it
dude, they
used to
bake
have-
their own bread.
Didn't they used like wasn't there a
Stale
big
bread.
thing like 2 years ago where Subway bread had like shoe glue or something in it and they had to change the ingredients?
What?
That's a real thing. I'm seriously, somebody search
the
this.
fuck?
There is like there's
There's
like a chemical they put into the stuff you use to make shoes or like the rubber for shoes, and that was in Subway bread, and they had to like take it out, and now their bread's kind of like
Subway.
I don't know. Someone research
What are
this
you
so I don't
doing,
sound
Subway?
stupid in the comments, please. Hi, hello, hi.
Honestly, that sounds like something Subway would do.
Yeah. Okay, but real
That
talk
doesn't
though.
surprise me.
Real talk though. If you were to eat at Subway, like, what would you get? And then how have you been? Like, what you been up
nowhere
to?
else to eat. You're starving, and you're like, man, I just
Yeah.
need something. to eat."
$5.
$5.
$5 foot long.
Long. Remember when that was a thing?
$5.
It ain't $5 anymore, dude.
Yeah, dude. No way.
I don't know,
Jeez.
probably a meatball sub.
Good stuff. Good
I
stuff.
hate that we're talking about this.
Well,
I
I mean,
hate that
we-
this is the topic.
we
we're
cornered
talking
you about
it's
it.
Very important.
We
Why?
cornered you about
Very
it, so it's
important.
fair that we get at Pat about it. So.
And
Fair
next we'll get
Fair
Corey at it. So
Yeah,
don't
I know,
worry,
I'm
it's going
waiting
full
for it.
circle.
It's.
I know it's coming though, so I've been able to prepare. But yeah, so Snoop, what you been up to, my
Hmm.
boy? What you been doing? Like, how's your month been?
No, in terms of like interesting stuff, not too much. Just been like kind of finishing off the term.
How is your college?
Yeah,
Tell me
how is
about
school?
what you do. What is the
It's
average day? What are your assignments?
alright. All right, okay.
It's alright. That's me as
There's,
well.
there's not much to like talk about. It's just like
Let's get knee deep into editing and shit.
just-
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
Tell
who
me
have you
about
been
it.
editing for and stuff?
I like. There's literally
That was
nothing
so funny,
interesting
you-
going on for me.
I will give you a
Like-
pass if you want, just because I know I'm the
have
same
no
way
life,
sometimes.
guys.
Is there any like, because it's probably games, and he's probably saving games for when we move over to games. So in terms of like life stuff, like have you watched like any like new movies recently? Have you been like into like something new, like a new activity that you wouldn't normally be into? No. It's okay.
I'm into Subway at the moment.
Oh my god.
Really into Subway. No, in terms of like movies, earlier today I watched a indie film called Dave Made a Maze,
Okay.
and everyone should go watch it because that film is like stunning.
Dave
like,
made
it,
a maze. Interesting.
The set design, like the whole premise is like it's like David Bowie's Labyrinth meets
Okay.
the Muppets, kind of.
Oh, interesting.
It's really weird, but it's this guy basically makes a labyrinth out of cardboard in his apartment, and he gets
What?
trapped and lost in there. And like it's this horror comedy, and it is insane,
Holy crap! I'm looking at the
hilarious,
set of
but
the.
like it's beautiful. They, like
It's
all the
gorgeous.
sets are just these like beautiful cardboard like mazes, and it's so well done. Like all the blood is just yarn. It's just like red yarn.
That's
It's so like weird and creative. Like I can't recommend it
And
enough.
there's like a cardboard like minotaur and shit as well. What the hell?
Yeah, he's the main like antagonist. He just kind of goes around. I mean, like the entire theme of the film is just like kind of similar to
I need to
at
watch
least
this. Holy crap!
our kind of like landscape, where it's like we get into this stuff because we want to just create. We don't know what we want to create. We just want to create something and like see it through.
Mhm,
And that's kind of
mhm.
why the guy builds the maze. It's really good. Arrow Video, who like is my favorite, I guess publishing company when it comes to movies. They do like the best Blu-rays out there at the moment. They do the best restorations of like old slasher films. They're really good. They've got a very good release of Dave Made a Maze, and get that. It's such a good film. It deserves so much praise. Literally, I've never seen, like, I never even heard of it before Arrow Video got a hold of it, and dude, they deserve to win like an Oscar for set design or something. I don't know. They deserve something.
Yeah, I'm just
They
looking.
deserve more than they got. It's so good.
These different shots are like amazing. Oh my goodness, it's like taking such a. It's like the limits on creativity is so interesting, right?
Exactly.
Like,
It's like normally when you go into a film, you're like, oh, I kind of know what to expect from, you know, what I'm gonna see visually. But this was just like constantly they were just changing it up, and it's so good. And like it's well written as well. There's a handful of jokes that just straight up don't land, but the ones that do it, like, they're really funny. The characters are nice. It's all just, it's great. It's really good stuff, and I recommend it very highly. And that's my movie recommendation of the month.
Honestly,
that's the one. That's the only one that you get for the month.
We're on again. We only get one. I honestly will say I
do want to jump in on that movie recommendation.
Oh,
I saw
yeah, sure.
Mary Poppins Returns a little while ago, but it is fantastic. And if you like the original Mary Poppins, it's incredible, dude. Impeccable. It rivals the original, and that is saying something.
Ooh.
It is fantastic. What a movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I still need to see it.
It's fucking fantastic. Serious.
I'm just looking at my letterbox now. Like, I know I've seen other things.
Oh, dude.
What else?
I saw Deadpool 2 for the first time.
What's your impression? Really?
Absolutely hated it.
Interesting.
I honestly, that's one of like, wait, how many? On Letterboxd, I've given, what? I've given 10 films a 1-star rating.
Oh,
Deadpool
really?
2.
Wow. What was your impression of the first one? What was your impression of the first one?
Hit or miss. I think some jokes really landed, and then yeah, I bet you never miss. Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, guy, we were having an interesting discussion.
I'm sorry.
But,
Okay.
I feel like too much of Deadpool 1 and 2 comes down to him just going, "Look at my balls," into the camera, and I find it really like obnoxious.
I like the first. I like the first a lot more than the second, but I really did enjoy the second. It's been a while since I've seen it though. I don't know. There's not much to comment on it because you're very. I can totally understand where you're.
Yeah, I see why people like it. I get it. It's just like I would never be the first in line to see it because it's just like
the thing I loved about the first one is that pretentious, and that was its thing because it was like, okay, we've got a small budget, let's make the most of this shit, and like fuck you, Fox, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know, which is owned by Disney now, which is monopolization, and that's a different. But anyway, yeah. So that's, I don't know. I haven't seen either of those more than once, so I'm just going off memory basically. Because
I don't think I'll ever be able to rewatch them.
When did Deadpool 2 come out? Was that last year or the year before?
It was last year, I think.
I'm pretty sure.
Then or at least they re-released it last year with the stupid Christmas one. It's the exact.
I don't even know the Christmas shit.
Yeah. It was just a way to get more money. It was really transparent.
Fair enough, eh? Fair enough. But yeah, I need. Is it Letterboxd at the your rating?
Get Letterboxd.
I need to do that. I really do. Just follow me. No, don't do anything. Just follow me. Yeah.
Just follow me, please. But
interesting.
Actually, what else though? Yeah, that's pretty much. No, I'm just looking at my list and like I get like Eagle vs Shark. I checked out by Taika Waititi.
Yeah, that's one of his first. I haven't seen.
Honestly, I think that's one of his best. I really enjoyed it. It gets really mixed reception, but I don't know. I got something.
I love that kind of shit though. Yeah, I do need to see that. Have you seen Boy?
Not yet. I've got it on DVD.
That is one of my favorite films. Like it is. I think Taika, before he went, I guess, big, but he did a lot of those real small time, really New Zealand based comedy films, and that's the typical comedy drama that he does really well. It's like Hunt for the Wilder People, but on steroids, right? It deals with a lot of topics, and it's incredibly good. I saw it when I was younger, in cinemas 4 times. I'm not even joking. I saw it 4 times in theaters.
I'm really excited to check it out.
Don't overhype it, because it's not a perfect film, but like it's fucking fantastic. So basically, it's like a coming of age story in some sense, but I don't even want to spoil it, just to go into it blind. It's just so creative. And he plays, Taika plays one of the main characters actually, which is, he does a brilliant job of.
Waititi's like a really underrated actor. He's like genuinely, his comedic timing is spot
Oh,
on.
like
he's
really,
really funny guy.
renowned as a director at this point, but like he
Yeah.
is a fantastic actor.
And
Fantastic.
he is the best character in the entire MCU. Korg is the best character in the entire Marvel. And like I'm not saying that ironically. I genuinely think he is.
And see, he's just some random New Zealand impression. That's just a random impression of some New
Yeah.
Zealand person, and it's not too far off. I got honestly, can confirm. Oh
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
But
Yeah, that's pretty much all on the my movie corner of March.
Pat's Movie
31st.
Corner. That sounds like a show that we're gonna make on this channel. I'm calling
Dude,
it now.
I will
Pat's
say,
Movie Corner.
I-
Tune in once
Give it
a
a month.
year.
I love hearing Pat talk about like movies. Both of you, I love hearing Pat talk about movies. I don't know. You should
Yeah.
do something on your own with it one time, Pat, because I feel like
I've
you have
honestly
a huge
like
passion for it.
because I like the passion that I used to have for games is kind of shifted to movies.
To
now.
movies, yeah.
Like-
Even like, yeah. Sorry, you go ahead. Sorry, I just. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's just my jam. I
It's
really
just
like.
me peanut butter and jam.
Oh, me and jam.
just me jam.
Just me jam. Get out of me jam.
That-
Oh fuck. Yeah.
That's what I get at Subway is peanut butter and jam. Peanut butter and jam on
Jam.
on the cheese
Jams.
bread. Let's go.
Dude.
Don't think we're not coming back to you to query that, Corey.
Oh,
Corey.
Oh no.
How have you been today? This month?
I've been pretty good. Like I don't know. Like I will say, I don't want to bring anything down. I have had some mental health stuff like the past like month or so that's definitely been kicking me in the butt. But there's lots of good stuff that's happened too. I've been doing some cool stuff. So I will say to anybody though that is ever dealing with depression or anything mental health wise, don't be afraid to talk about it, because I feel like my biggest problem is I've kind of not talked about it for so long, and like talking about it with like people and friends and stuff can really help. So just throwing that out there to anybody who's dealing with stuff. On the positive side, it's been getting warmer in Toronto, which is good. Winter's always like just awful here, to be honest. It's like
Yeah.
some people like snow. It's like pretty, right? Like snow looks good. Like looking at like a nice image of snow, it looks nice, but like I don't know, snow sucks to deal with. It gets cold and you kind of just want to stay inside all the time. But it's finally getting
Yeah.
warmer. There isn't as much snow outside. It's like melting, and it's like it's taking its time, but probably within the next 2 weeks it'll be nice and warm. I can go skate. There has been a few warm days though, and I've gone outside and gone to skateboard, which is really good. I noticed like skateboarding makes me feel like
nice.
really nice and stuff, so that's dope.
Well, because it's also exercise, and exercise is one of the best things for that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Aside from that, I started editing for a YouTuber known as Jordan Fringe. Some of you guys might have heard
I
of him
saw
before.
your
He's
announcement.
pretty
yeah?
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty dope. Like for the longest time I've been editing like stupid like clickbait top 10 stuff. And I've gone to do like other opportunities as well that have been fun, but editing for Jordan is a lot of fun. I did it's like Pokemon stuff, so that's like cool, a big difference.
You're making your way up from. You
Yeah.
gotta start somewhere down the bottom
Mhm.
and such, you know.
Yes, I hope
And
this is
you
yeah.
hope
No,
it's
no,
a new
you're right.
step, you know.
You're right.
You're in a good direction.
Definitely. I hope it like
Hopefully.
leads to more stuff like that as opposed to like top 10 Jake Paul diss tracks or something like that.
Oh, dude. See, I've
Yikes.
been there as well. I've
Mhm.
edited like clickbaity shit for a
Mhm.
job, and it is draining.
Mhm.
And it's not training in the good way. It's like
yeah.
draining.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore about things.
No, absolutely.
When you know that you've got a deadline to get something in for, and like your heart is absolutely not in it, forcing yourself to do that is like the worst thing in the world. It's so painful.
Absolutely.
That's So for those of you who don't know, I was we've all done editing as a job
Yeah.
or / do as a job.
Freelance.
Yeah, I don't anymore, but I did, and then I hit up Corey like, yo, once I was leaving, I'm like, yo, do you want this position? He's like, oh, whoa, notice as editors or something like that. Yeah, but it's, you kind of got to you got to experience that kind of stuff in any profession, regardless of it, you love it or hate it. There's very rarely a time where you do work in something you love and like enjoy every single part of it,
Mhm.
because there's always going to be something. Like it varies by profession.
Yeah,
Right?
it's work. Like when you see when you look at like something like editing, it even happens to like content creators we like Rob made a point of this. I seen PBG post like something about being burnt out, and it just happens like when you're doing something and it is kind of like your source for income. It's no matter even if it's a better
It is
task
a
than
job.
working at
It
a
is a job
McDonald's.
as well as a passion, but
But
it
at
is
the
a job.
same
And job
time, I will
is work.
always say editing is dope. It is dope. It has its benefits. Like, I am the most efficient editor I've ever been now because of it, but it can be draining. And I'm definitely hoping to get to that point where I'm just doing lots of passion projects for like different people and stuff like that. So that's the goal. Definitely. Aside from that, I also went to like my first escape room. Have you guys ever been to an escape room before? No?
Oh yes, escape rooms
No.
are great, dude.
Yeah,
I love them.
they're like really cool. Also, Pat, if you're into like horror films and stuff, you'd probably like some
Escape rooms are like a new level of
Yeah.
engagement because
It's-
they're the actors and such who, like, you think, oh, I'll just mess with them, but then once they're into it and like they make you uncomfortable and it's like, shit, stop.
See, my
And then they
issue
yell in your
there,
face.
when it
Like
comes
that.
to like movies, I'm like all about horror. I think it's like the most creative genre. I love it. But like no horror film really scares me. But the
Okay.
second that shit comes in real life, I break myself.
I
Like
know,
I'm in,
that's
like, a
why.
Halloween thing or
That's
something, I'm-
why I think
I'm
fucking
out.
escape room would be so funny with you because you're also trying to
All
solve
three of
shit.
us. Yeah.
You're
it's
trying
like
to escape.
puzzles.
That'd be such a funny activity to
The-
film.
I would
Yeah.
break myself.
The thing about
I
escape
can't
rooms
wait.
too is you can kind of theme them after anything. So there's like there are horror ones, but like there's
I
one in
did a,
Toronto that's like
yeah.
a Zelda one. So I feel like
Oh,
even like
cool.
some
Oh,
yeah,
shit, really?
Because like to those who don't know, basically an escape room is you're trapped in a room and you need to escape it, right? And there's different levels of the room and stuff like that, and you're doing puzzles to unlock it. So you could put it into any situation and it could most likely work. So yeah, sorry, you were saying though, Rob, you went to one?
Yeah, so I went to one that was a summer camp theme.
Oh,
It's really good.
Huh.
But the only problem is that every puzzle had to do with a combination for a lock. And it got really draining by like 40 minutes in. It's like, oh, here's another combination we have to figure out somehow.
Mhm.
Here's another one,
I th-
and such
I
like
think
that.
that makes sense when it comes to like
It makes
guess the
sense, but
budget.
like,
Oh.
yeah, it was definitely a smaller
Yeah.
type thing. And it's fair enough.
Yeah.
Because they also had everything else about it was fantastic. But
yeah.
it was like you could be a bit more creative. Like the solutions and shit were really creative. It's just like the same kind of problem, different kind of solution, or same
Yeah.
solution, but you find it in a different way, you know. And that's
Yeah.
fine. But it's like, man, it gets. Plus, it should be half of that and half.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
So
find
that was.
sorry.
It was a good time. Apart from that, though, we didn't quite finish. We almost got there, though. We were.
Oh, you suck. You bloody suck. You
We
didn't
did
even
suck, that's
finish.
right.
get
That's
good.
right. Yeah.
My good friend Luke, like he worked at one of the biggest escape room places in Toronto. So he has a really good gauge of like good ones and bad ones. And honestly, there are a lot of really crappy, lazy escape rooms out there where it is usually like that, where it's just you need to get this door unlocked, and those are the lamer ones because like there is good money in opening an escape room place depending like where you are. So everyone wants to
Yeah.
open one now.
It's
Yeah.
it's a good time, but it's the same thing. It's basically good design or bad design. It's like you can absolutely make a frustrating, unfun escape room.
Yeah.
And there are those. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
The one I went to is pretty neat because first of all, it was very expensive, so that I guess that shows. I guess it's like the price really determines the quality sometimes, which is kind of lame. But like I went to one that was like 60 or 70 bucks, and there were some really cool moments in it. Like one, there's like like in a typical like detective or action movie where there's like the lasers and you have to sneak through the lasers and like
Yeah.
position your body.
Oh,
Like,
that's
there's a segment
cool.
like that. There is like a segment where like we're controlling like a ship. Like it was pretty neat. I gotta give that place credit. I definitely want to go back and do another one. They have this one though that you have to sign a waiver for because it's like it's scary, and that one we were supposed to do it,
Yeah,
but
we
I
had to
like
sign something too.
yeah.
Just-
Oh yeah, I
And
could
they have
not
safe-
do
they
that
have,
one.
Like safe words and such like that.
Mhm.
Things get.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Oh,
We'll
it's
do it
a
together.
great time.
One up escape room.
Do
Let's
it.
go, guys. All three
Doing
of us
it
will
with
go together.
friends is
Let's
just
do it,
like,
boys. I'll be singing in the corner crying.
I don't doubt that. Yeah. You think you can be tough, and then you go into
Yeah.
the actors know how to break people because they've done it so many times. It's like, Like nothing you say is gonna make them break character.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, unless they know you. I mean, like, shut up or something like that. I don't know. I think one of my friends knew one of the actors. He was like, "Hello, Johnny." Fucking.
Oh God.
It was a great time. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. But
Yeah.
Corey, okay, if you were in Subway
Mm.
and like you had to,
This is what I've been waiting for.
This is
The
like
Subway
this
chat.
is yeah
Let's
this is
go,
the most
come on.
important thing here. Okay, like I already tell you, like here's my thing. I worked at Subway for like 7 months and it was awful. I hated it, so I don't really eat as much Subway now. But back in the day, I really liked Subway. I like I don't know, like a roast beef sub or something like that. Subway Club's also really good. Throw a bunch of like veggies on there. I'll get like every veggie on it, and then
yeah,
a bunch
dude,
of
that's
like
the way.
ranch. Yeah, gotta cover it in vegetable. Like make it worth it. You know what I mean? Make that thing a salad on bread.
Yeah,
That's the way you do
like, otherwise it's just.
it.
Yeah. Otherwise it just becomes fast food,
Yeah,
which
at
it
that
is. But it's
point.
like
Yeah, make it kind of
By
healthy.
definition, it is.
it, by
is.
definition, absolutely is. But
I
it's
will
like,
say, from
difference.
working there, a lot of the toppings are actually fresh. Like we would get every day it shipped to you, like full cucumbers, full on tomatoes, and then you have to cut them up and process it. So the
See,
only
that's
thing
great.
is sometimes it might be sitting in the fridge for like 2 days, I guess, which kind of sucks. But yeah.
You-
One last thing before we move on to the next topic is I'm gonna break some people's hearts here. I also went to all you can eat sushi for the first time, so I'm not a big sushi guy, and I really wanted to try it. I don't fuck with sushi. I'm sorry, guys. It's like I don't know. I can't get into it. It is really cool though. All you can eat sushi as an experience is really really cool. They give us like this paper and you choose what you want and stuff. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
That's awesome. At least you tried it, you know.
You
Yeah.
guys like sushi? No? Yes? Maybe.
I like sushi. I don't eat it a lot though. I eat donbori a lot though, which is
I don't know what that
basically,
is.
If you don't know what it's like, a bowl of like rice, sometimes and like bunch of vegetables and a particular meat of some kind. It's all like teriyaki chicken or something like that, and it's just a great time. Oh my goodness, it's so good. They have a place that does sushi and donbori and such at our uni, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's it for
yeah,
me.
it is.
That's it.
That's
for
it.
me.
Well,
What-
yeah. Well, let's get into some gaming topics then, because there's a bunch we can talk about. But
gaming gamers.
Boys, are you
Good point.
feeling like ninjas?
Ooh.
Not technically samurai.
like samurai, I was about
Like
to say.
samurai?
You had one fucking job.
Curious.
It was
Is-
all yours, and you've messed up.
I'm the one doing this segue. I don't need
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm
segue
I'm
explaining it to
criticizing
me,
all of
mister.
your
I will say, since the beginning of One Up, Snoop's segues have been on point. Go back and watch even older
And I'm
ones.
Snoop, also patting turtle. Hello.
Okay, first of all, how dare you? How dare you bring up that? That was my moment of weakness. How
Oh,
dare you?
I was vulnerable, and you exploited me. Oh.
I told you that in confidence. And live on stream.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
Samurais.
So, how is it? How
It
you
came
like
out, boys.
It came out.
The newest
came out?
game
What
from
came out?
From Software.
Yeah, from software.
Creators of
right?
Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Demon Souls. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And that
Ooh.
tells you what,
Looks
it's fun.
It's good.
That's alright.
like there's not too much to say about it, 'cause it's like it both is and isn't more of the same, if that makes sense.
Okay. I see
Like
what you
in terms of difficulty, you can look at it and be like, oh, okay, it's more of the same from where, but it feels like not a lot different from the other From Software games, from what I've played at least,
mean.
of the other ones. But like, it's different. Like, it's so much more fast paced, and
That's cool.
that is a blessing, man. Because
Because didn't they remove stamina? Right? They
Gone.
removed stamina. Yeah. so
Really?
I can
Interesting.
imagine. I can imagine that really upping the pace. Like, cause I used to play a
Yeah.
lot of the played a lot of Bloodborne, like a shit ton of
A
Bloodborne.
lot of
A lot
dude.
of Bloodborne, and like this, I can just imagine taking out that stamina, how hectic things can be, especially in like boss battles. I'll let you explain, but like I can imagine it'd be crazy in boss battles now.
it really like because the whole system of the game is based on posture. So like you need to break, like if you break an enemy's posture, and you there's like a separate bar for it, and it like you know, goes down over time. But to put it up, you gotta like deflect like perfect parry time. What words? You need to like perfect block like right the second it's about to hit you. If you block perfectly, then that'll make it go up a bit. Just hitting them will make it go up a bit. And then when like it's full, then you can break their posture and do like a killing blow on them, or
That's cool.
one of several killing blows on them. And like that mixed with the fast-paced nature, like really, you can't cheese. Like, I mean, you can cheese, but you can't just like go grind for levels, run up to them, hit them, run
So it's
back,
all
run up
based
to them,
on
hit 'em,
mechanical
run
skill.
back. It is all like it's all based on skill.
Fantastic. That's
And-
exactly what I like to hear.
Yeah.
It is.
So-
The speed of it though makes it like some of the like there's this lady who throws knives.
Mhm.
She's a throwing knife lady. She's like one of the earlier bosses. One of the like most tense bosses I've ever played in a game. So good. Like
Now I'm wanting
it
this.
just
Yeah.
it just feels so
Jeez.
good.
So
Feels
I have
so good.
I have a few questions. So in terms of the actual design of the world, this is one of the things I love about the first Dark Souls, and technically about some of the others, is how they loop around on each other and how you explore them. And so I'm going to first ask about the verticality of this game, because you have a grappling hook and such, and how you
Yeah.
can climb on top of things. How does that play into like exploration and getting around and such? How does that how you can climb and
The
shit?
game is kind of focused around it.
That's
You
okay.
can get pretty much everywhere on foot. There's a few like ways to get to zones where it's like, no, come on, mate, you've got to use your grappling hook. Why wouldn't you?
Mhm.
But the main focus of the grapple is for stealth. So like in a normal scenario, you could just like run and just wipe out everyone. Just you're gonna have a hard time though if you just run, aggro everyone, and try and take them out. But stealth kills are like they're insta kills.
Yeah,
unless
that's
it's a boss.
ideal.
So like you can really use the grappling hook and the verticality of the level design to your advantage to like scope out the area, swing over to like a less populated area and just slowly take them out and like weed out all the enemies so you've got a clear run.
Yeah.
And then like the level design itself it both is and isn't focused around that. But
Okay. Mm-hmm.
it just imagine like Bloodborne level design. Again, I only played like 5 hours of Bloodborne though, so I take this for a grain of salt. That just up and down too.
Okay. Because what I'm curious about is how much they've changed, or how much From Software have changed their approach to like world design and such like that. Because in terms of world, I still think that that the first Dark Souls is the best because of how non-linear it is and how much it loops around on itself and such as well. So depending on how much of that there is, super interested to see what it's like.
There is a bit of looping around, but there is a certain disconnect that is felt between areas, I think.
Okay.
But you can teleport anywhere, anytime.
Ah, really?
So well, I say anytime, but like as long as you're at a statue or a shrine, you can teleport back to any of the other shrines. In your like, you can do that as you will. Which like at first when I like heard that, I was like, I would have kind of liked to have to like double back and find new things.
Yeah. See, that's my.
It
my
is genuinely for
impression.
the best. It is
Mhm.
absolutely for the best because like this game, basically you're required to go back and forth a lot. So like early in the game, you kind of have these two separate areas. I'll try and be as spoiler free as possible. But one is back in time because you're a time traveling samurai now, which I don't understand. I don't think it's time travel. But you got this one place in the past, in this one place currently, and each of them have a boss. But if you want to like wipe one boss, like way more easier. Guys,
Way
I'm tired.
easier.
Way easier. there is a hidden item in the past. So you got to go back to the past to play those shitty games that suck ass and get that weapon. And then you can just wipe that guy in the future, and then from that guy in the future, you're getting a weapon or a prosthetic that's going to mess up a guy back in the past. So it's kind of like Metroidvania-y in a sense, I guess.
Like that, yeah, because it's like, well, can you still beat those bosses?
Absolutely. You don't need them. It's not required. It's just it will help you.
That's cool. I like that because it's like it rewards a bit of outwards exploration and such like that as well.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like that. I might pick this up, but depends on my fun.
It's really good. I'm not the best guy to talk about this kind of game because this is like the first time I've really gone hard on a From Software game.
Yeah,
it's like
I got you.
My comparisons don't really trust anything I say, but right. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I dig it.
How much have you played at this point?
Yeah.
About 10 to 15 hours. It doesn't. I don't know the exact time, but it's probably around that.
Okay.
I'm a decent way in. I think I'm like getting close to the halfway point. I think, but I'm not entirely sure. It feels like I'm getting halfway from where I am. Yeah. But I'll give you an update in the next podcast. Coming this time next month.
I will say, it does say a lot that you're enjoying the game, because I know you never said you didn't like Bloodborne, but you couldn't get as much into it, right? So it does show that, like...
Oh, I sucked.
Yeah, well, I would say at first, it takes time for sure. But it's good that you were able to jump into this one and you're enjoying it. Like, the way you're talking about it, I can tell you really, really like it. Plus, I've heard nothing but good things about it online and stuff. I definitely want to pick it up. Give it a play, see how much I like it, but it definitely looks like it's got some cool concepts and stuff. So.
I have a topic for you guys. I want to hear your thoughts on. So, From Software never put in a difficulty changing setting, and I want to know your thoughts on, because this is a thing that people are talking about, is should they add like a quote unquote easy mode?
No.
I don't think so. I think
they made the game that they wanted to make. Simple as that. I think they have every right to just do what they want.
Exactly.
That's the because the discussion is about accessibility. I'm definitely on the camp that I don't think they should add any of that at all, because I'm with the view that not all games are made for everyone, and I value the artist's vision as much as possible. That being said, though, it's not. I don't think making it more accessible isn't necessarily a good. It's a good thing for like making sure people with disabilities can play games and such. But things like extra health don't help that. It's more like, I'm not sure. There's a lot. It's a very deep discussion. I don't think adding an easy mode is a great idea, though, because
the issue with this game is
exclusively based on the point that it's not all games are for everyone. And this is a big AAA release. Technically, it doesn't mean everyone should play it because it's not for everyone. It's a FromSoft game. That's a bloody hard game.
Make an easy mode in it, like, because it's so. This game is its own easy mode. If you're like, if you can time the parries well, and you can time your dodges,
right,
you will breeze through this game.
Yeah. So there's basically informal easy modes in the game already. Yeah, precisely.
But it's still all down to player skill, and that's just kind of how the game's designed. That's just how it is. If that's not for you, that is absolutely fine. And yeah, no one's gonna think less of you if you don't want to play it because of that.
Yeah, but
no one's gonna think more of you because you have played it. You know.
Yeah, it's just that's the thing. It's like I believe that like you're not entitled to enjoy a game if it's not like if you're not in the target group. In my opinion, if you buy it and you don't like it, you're not entitled to like, oh, change it so I like it. You know, that's not an entitlement. It's like the artist's vision. You're paying into that vision.
Yeah.
It's like not all games are for everyone, and change. This is why they add some. Basically, as games have gone on, they've added things to make games more accessible, which is good, because if things are super hard and difficult to understand, it just makes things tricky for games to actually get good sales and such. But it's like there's a point where it's like, well, we're sacrificing creative integrity for the sake of reaching more people. And it's like because there's a very particular market From Software have, and they are nailing that market. Not everyone are going to play these games and enjoy them or get into them. That is a-okay in my opinion. Like accessibility for like people with disabilities is a slightly different topic, I think, because I don't know, it's a very it's a very tricky discussion. But yeah, I agree. I don't think there should be an easy mode these kind of games. Like because Breath of the Wild or Zelda games do it pretty well anyway. No difficulty setting. It's like, but they're more on the easy end. Like I'd prefer. Well, they do technically do a hero mode and such, but that's, I don't think they've really tapped into what. I don't think hero modes in Zelda games have been too good to like really praise. That I think they can do a lot more with them. But yeah, that's just my take on the things. It's yeah. That's my stance. Yeah, it's very much interesting, and because this topic always comes up when a new Souls game or From Software game comes up. It's like, why is there not an easy mode? Make it more accessible. Then I would like it. It's like, well, it's not that simple, and it's like you're not entitled to enjoy this game that's not necessarily made exactly for you. Yeah.
Also, like, it's not as simple as just like, okay, you have more health, they have less. Because the game's not designed around health, it's designed around posture. And you can't say they have less posture, because to begin with, they have, like, the bar is completely empty. You have to build it up for them. So, like, it would be a lot of effort for the devs for accessibility's sake.
Yeah, precisely.
When it's just like... And the thing is, I don't like the argument "get good." I think that's a really bad argument.
It is. It's awful.
But like, some games,
such an elitist maybe
it's like if you really wanted to, like, if you're like, I think this game's gonna be too hard for me, but I really want to play it. Just like if you want to play the game that much, just get it and play it. You will get better over time. It's not getting good, it's just playing the game and learning.
Because these games are fair. They're very difficult, but they're fair, you know?
Yeah.
No,
anyways, yeah, it's
the
everyone's
Souls community
stupid except for us.
Yeah.
The Souls community loves to tell people to get good, because I feel like within the Souls community, I guess like the fun for them is seeing how good you are at these games. Like there's a huge pride to them.
It's satisfying, right?
Yeah.
You overcame that very difficult hurdle and you adapted to it. Problem is, it's like don't become an elitist, because that makes it a problem for other people. It's like, I can't get into this game. Lol, be better, you know? It's like, jeez.
No, I agree.
Dude, people just have
People
like
suck,
mad
man.
superiority complexes.
I know, it's
Absolutely,
awful. Stop it.
especially with games like Dark Souls. One of the reasons why I stopped playing Bloodborne is like, well, I would stream it a lot, and like there's definitely people who are cool about
And
it.
people would come in and say like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're not doing." Like, stop.
So just let me
Backseat
play
gaming.
the game.
Yeah. It's like, jeez. You go play it yourself. Anyways, I think that's whatever. There's another announcement that came out. Was released that I don't really care about, but you guys might. There's a new Borderlands game. I think. I don't know.
Okay, this
You guys know about Borderlands?
It's been the worst kept secret in the industry. We've known about Borderlands 3 for like the past 10 years, man. Like we've known that this game was coming. It's just only.
I don't.
See, like,
into any
it's
Borderlands
just one of those things, man. Like,
right.
it got leaked out like years ago, and then they showed off like the development process of it a while ago as well. It's just now's the first like trailer. It's Borderlands. It looks like Borderlands. I don't know.
Are you a Borderlands fan?
I've played them. I completed 2 and the pre-sequel, and I played a bit of 1, and they're fun. They're fun games. They're not hype games for me.
I played Borderlands 1. I think Claptrap's hilarious, and I think like there are some good moments in it. Like I'm not as stoked about it, but it is cool. It is definitely a really cool series. The one thing I'll praise it for is it's a first-person shooter, but it's more of like a story-based, adventure-based FPS, which is what I like about it. Those are my favorite kinds of FPSs. So yeah, I really like Borderlands. I'm not like crazy stoked for 3, but like it's happening, which is really cool. I'm happy for Borderlands fans. It's gonna be.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think there's kind of no doubt it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll
Like,
be a good game.
At the very least, it's gonna be fun.
Good
It's
development
just,
team.
I don't know. Yeah, my interests lie elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that whatsoever. Did you guys see that State of Play, Sony State of Play thing?
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
It was
Kinda?
weird.
it was
State of
not
Play.
very good, in my opinion. I mean, then again,
Like,
there's been directs that
Could
haven't
you
been very
explain
good.
State of Play from anyone who does?
Yeah, no
Basically
problem.
a direct with Sony.
Exactly. That's like too much, even to a T. Like even the transitions, like the stinger transitions, it is definitely a carbon copy of a Nintendo Direct. Which is like, honestly, I'm not mad at Sony for doing it, but like I feel like they could have made it a little more unique in their own way instead of it like operated identically to a Nintendo Direct. And there wasn't too many crazy announcements in there for me. Yeah.
I think an issue with it, like literally being, or at least looking like, it looks like a direct, so people are expecting a direct from it.
Mm-hmm.
When after watching that, I'm not sure if that's what this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think this is just them giving more so updates, and it's not like we're gonna be giving big crazy news, because like directs people go and expecting big crazy news now.
Mhm.
This is the first State of Play. The very first one,
True.
and people were expecting they're going to announce
my
The Last of
God.
Us 7.
Ah!
It's going to be crazy. And it's like, all right, reel it in, guys. But I mean, it was still shit. So
Yeah.
I mean, like even in terms of small news, it wasn't.
It wasn't very
interesting.
good. It wasn't like bad though at the same time. I am excited for CTR, Crash Team Racing. That remake's gonna be bomb in my
yeah.
opinion. I'm stoked for that.
Oh yeah.
The-
Is that
the-
just to PlayStation or?
No, it's on Switch too.
No,
it is
I
on
think it's
Switch
Xbox
too.
as well.
And
Oh,
Switch,
come to
yeah.
Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, and Switch. Yes.
It's kind of
Oh,
funny
hell yeah.
seeing like those franchises on Switch. So like really funny
Yeah.
to me. But yeah.
It's like a shame.
It is
Let's
cool
go.
though. I
There's
do
also that painting
definitely.
game.
Oh yeah.
And
That one looks pretty
concrete
neat.
New York concrete jungle thing that looks really nice. I can never remember the name though. It was revealed a couple of E3s ago, I think. But the painting one, it looks nice.
I can't remember what it's called. It looks pretty neat. It looks pretty
Yeah.
neat. Days Gone, I cannot get excited for at all. There's just something.
I think I've tweeted this like 3 times. You're like
we all-
that game.
Yeah. One of my friends is sold on it, and I'm like, dude, it just looks like a very I will say there's probably something
I
in there.
envy him that
Yeah.
excitement he can have for that game.
I
'cause,
can't
man,
get excited. I will say though, like we shouldn't dwell on Sony too much. Honestly, I will say I definitely think PS5 is on the way, and that's why we haven't heard a lot of big announcements
is.
yet. Like it's definitely,
The
yeah.
patents are out there.
Yeah.
Like, they filed patents for a lot of PS5 stuff. So.
Like God of War
It
2,
is definitely
Last of
coming.
Us 2, the next Spider-Man game. I think Last of Us 2 will come out on PS4, kind of the way that Last of Us, the original
Oh,
did,
yeah,
and then
well,
come out
'cause
on
Last of Us 2 was
PS5
already
after.
teased
Yeah.
That, it'll be like the PS3, PS4 kind of situation with
Yeah.
Last of Us 2.
Also,
No,
guys,
definitely.
the PS4 has been around for like 7 years now.
It's hard to believe it
That's
sometimes.
weird.
It's
That's a long
hectic,
time.
dude. It has
It's-
some really good games.
That's longer than the Wii, I think.
It's crazy, man.
Well, not
But,
longer
like-
than the Wii because they technically kept making games for it, but like between the Wii and the Wii U, there was like 5-ish.
Yeah.
Mhm.
2006 to 2020.
I do think we're gonna start seeing incremental consoles now, like Xbox,
Yep,
Xbox,
absolutely.
or Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, like where you can play the same games on all of them,
Mhm.
but the quality of life is gonna be different. Like
Yeah.
the
And I
Xbox
think
One
that's
X
better.
is
I
full
do
4K.
think that's better.
I like that
Yeah.
more than having
Yeah,
to.
I think
I like
that's
it being
where
more
it's going.
optional.
Yeah.
More optional.
Well, because having more accessible games and such to like, oh, you don't need to buy 3
Yeah.
different consoles to play 3 different games. You know, it's like you
Yeah.
can play this one, you pay more, and your quality of life is better. That's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Like, let them play the same games, but some will run them better, or some will have 4K.
So that, at least that's where I think it's gonna go, and then like have
Oh,
so
well,
like
the market is
then the
Yeah.
Xbox One X2 or whatever, and then the Xbox One X is gonna go down in price, and eventually you won't be able to play the newest Xbox One games on the standard Xbox One. This is after like several years, but you can still play it on the Xbox One X, which is now way cheaper and more accessible.
Well, yeah, it's because
And it just
economies of
slowly builds
scale,
up
Like
like
they
a
keep
ladder.
producing, and
Hmm.
things get cheaper, you know. And so as technology progresses, like, well, we keep producing this, and now we know how to do it even cheaper and faster. So it's like, you know, we're just gonna make this the standard and such. So I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of years we'll see a new Switch.
Yeah.
Of the same incremental.
Heavily rumored right now.
It's been rumored since day one.
Yeah.
But
well,
like, I don't
definitely.
know.
There has been some more like reinforcement of it. Is more what I mean. Like in the past like week or so.
I'll wait till I see it. But yeah, I can totally see that happen.
I will say I don't want a Pro Switch. Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just kind of
like the Switch being as it is.
No. What I mean is, I'm okay with like a Switch Mini, but instead of them making this over like a more powerful version of the Switch, what they should do is what Snoop just said: is utilize this technology with the dock and make like a Pro dock, where if you dock your Switch into this, it can run these games in a higher. I can upscale them because like there's even like HDMI cables that can add anti-aliasing to stuff now. So like there's a lot of technology they could utilize to make like some really cool dock that gives anti-aliasing, upscales your games, 60 FPS. I don't know. It could be pretty cool.
It could be interesting. There's a lot you can do with that. Yeah, but I'm not sure if whether we'll see it. I mean, PS5 is obviously going to happen. It's just like
we're okay, 100%. Guaranteed we're ramping up towards the next quote unquote console generation. I don't think the next one's going to be technically a generation. I think this will be the last. And okay, this is just a shot in the dark. I think this will be the last console generation. I think after this we are hitting incrementals. We're hitting a point where it's not going to be considered a generational thing. It's just like it's just console.
Yeah.
Like, it's just this 1.5, this 1.5 HD remix, this 1.8
it's like Kingdom Hearts.
We're in the Kingdom Hearts of consoles, dude.
That's what we're entering. We're entering the number stage.
I also think we're getting into we should start wrapping up, but I definitely think we're getting into game streaming too. Like game streaming, I think in like
it's more accessible than it.
5 to 10 years.
I'm terrified for it.
Yeah, I'm scared because me and Snoop we're all physical. All three of us are physical boys. So
yeah, exactly.
But
like,
that's not like a maybe it's coming. That is 100%.
It's happening. Yeah, give it like I don't think it's gonna be right yet, but I'd say 5 to 7 years. I think that'll be the standard. Honestly, physicals will still come out, but the more ideal way of doing things is just signing up for a monthly service. It's gonna happen. Happen with music. Happened with movies. And the industry didn't want it.
Only thing is, music. Not every games are like.
It'd definitely be implemented a different
gigabytes.
way. You probably like download a service and then you make a good point though. Definitely make a really good point. Music's like tiny compared to that. So.
But you can't halt into innovation and such. So we'll see where this goes. Such like
moves.
Physical will still happen. It just might change a little bit. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting.
Better not get rid of my physicals.
Yeah.
Better not get rid of me.
They'll
Special
be worth
editions.
more. Think about it. They'll probably be worth more. For collectors.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. This was a nice podcast. Subway's not too bad.
Let's go get some Subway.
We're gonna go get Subway. Do it.
Guys, Subway's the worst. Subway's don't give in to groupthink. Eat fresh.
When you're watching this, as a video, leave a comment telling us what you get on your sub at Subway. If you like Subway, hey, might be a Quiznos
And if you
boy.
agree with me and think McDonald's is the master race,
you
tell us all about your chicken
Dude, I had
McNugget
McDonald's
meal.
like 3 days ago. I felt like I was gonna die afterwards.
I haven't had McDonald's.
When I was a kid, I used to be able to scoff that stuff. Now,
my little brother, dude.
Like,
my little brother ate like.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace. Bye.